The Right Honourable Winston Peters.
Mr. Speaker, George Orwell said, if liberty means anything at all, it means the right to tell people what they do not want to hear. And what many people have not wanted to hear is that immigration in New Zealand has long got out of control. Net migrant gain is nearly 3 times that of the UK in real terms, and we are creating a city the size of New Plymouth every year in New Zealand through immigration, where most are settling in Auckland, where we have chronic shortage of housing, hospitaling, struggling where they should have the services, motorways are clogged, so are the educational institutions, and Kiwis find it harder to get work because of the competition that is coming in. For far too long, people did not want to hear that immigration was adding to this country's problems. And any attempt to raise this issue has been dismissed as racist and xenophobic, with people hurling that abuse as though there'll never be a day of reckoning where they're concerned. Well, there is going to be a day of reckoning for all who shouted that allegation. The Johnny-come-latelys are starting to jump on the bandwagon as well. But this is not a part of courage where they are concerned. Last week, a Chinese real estate agent living in Auckland told us what he thought of immigration and what effect it is having on Auckland. He told us about the housing crisis and the impact the government's immigration policy is having on it. His family came to New Zealand from mainland China in 2001, looking for a new future and for the younger generation to have the chance for a good education. In recent years, he said Auckland had become too Chinese-oriented. Walk down Queen Street and stop laughing, Arthur. Stop laughing, Arthur. Walk down Queen Street and tell me what you're laughing at. He also said that on a visit to Tokyo, the Japanese said that going to Auckland was like going to China. This is what this Chinese agent said. And he had seen, this man wrote the letter, and we haven't. We don't come to Parliament without the facts, without the documents. Now, he has seen young couples desperate to buy their own homes and having their offer dashed by being outbid by Chinese buyers, who he said then had the house back on the market within 2 weeks for another $200,000, that they were investment properties, that there were a huge number of them, that they do not pay tax, that they privately advertise through their websites or among their own social circles, and that the government's IRD number for them is a joke. And he said in the event of a downward trend, they will be exiting the country without a thought. And what happened? Well, Arthur Liu, a lawyer and board member of the New Zealand China Council, said he doubted if Adam, this man's name at the time, was even Chinese. Mr. Liu, from his multi-mansions in Remuera, said he thought it came from the Black Ops Department in New Zealand First. Mr. Liu, he supports, of course, a Chinese Tong type of silent society where you say nothing. And what sort of lawyer beats his gums without getting a few facts first, and particularly in Granny Herald? What sort of lawyer is this? But did he dispute what our agent said? No, he didn't. He didn't say one allegation was wrong. No, he thought he could go there and use the coercion of the Chinese Tong type society and shut this guy down. That's what happens when you say things that people don't want to hear. And then, of course, another immigrant, this man from South Africa, former judge, got here a fraction before our agent in 1999. He said that if this was written by a Chinese, he'd eat his hat. If this was written by a Chinese, he'll eat his hat. This is from a former lawyer and judge from South Africa. Well, let me tell you, Dr. Manawek, or whatever you call yourself, down on Bucklands Beach, we're going to come down with a TV crew, and you'll be eating your hat. Because we don't come to the Parliament without the facts. Now, sir, is it a paradox? Who's launching into him? Why, another Chinaman, George Lim from Remuera. Because it's always Remuera, isn't it? It's not from Otara. Oh, no, it's Remuera. He's saying, why is this guy making these statements when he's biting the hand that feeds him? So honesty, decency, and having some courage in your society means nothing. It's all about egregious self-interest for these people. And then, of course, you go to Mr. Ken Cho from Mount Eden, another highly established base, and he attacks the man's as not being Chinese in the first place. Let me just say this, Mr. Speaker. I'm proud of this agent, and we'll do all we can to defend him.
The Honourable Simon